Hey guys, it's Amy at Zoe Beck, and I'm going to do kind of a little mini-series on books on my TBR. I'm going to do the biggest books on my TBR, and I was hoping to just do one video and just show, like, you know, kind of a range of between maybe 800 and plus, you know. Yeah, no, I have way too many books. So what I've done is I'm going to split them up into different sections and release them that way. I have a lot of books. My personal library is very large, and I'm very, it's been, you know, again, I've been accumulating books for most of my life, but I have a lot of books on my TBR, and I didn't realize how many big books I had. Again, recently I've seen a lot of people do, or at least I've seen people have their biggest books on their TBR, and I always laugh because they're showing books that are like 600 pages, maybe 800. Well, I have a lot. Like, I probably have hundreds of 500 and 600 page books that I haven't read yet, it feels like. So I've split up the higher range. So today we're going to do the 900 to 999 page books. And I'm probably going to do at least the ones that are higher than that, and I might do the 800s and maybe the 700s. I haven't decided yet on those, so you have to let me know if you want to see that. But I'm for sure going to do the two videos. So the first one we're going to do is the 900 to 99 page books. So again, these are all physical books. I'm not, I don't have, a lot of my ebooks are not huge books, so there wasn't really anything there. So we're just going to go with my my physical books, because that's mostly what I read. So anyway, let's get started. So the first one is at 913 pages is Child of Flame by Kate Elliott. This is an epic fantasy series, the Crown of Stars series. So this is a series I started but did not complete. I read the first two books, and this is actually book 3, and I did not get to this. I read part of it at some point. I think I read it too close to the other two, so I did not continue on, and then I kind of lost track of it because I was reading another big series. So I do want to come back to this series, but book 3 is 913 pages. Another 913 page book is The Redemption of Adhollis by David and Lee Eddings. I've read David Eddings' the Belgarian and the Molarian. They're some of my favorite light epic fantasy that I read when I was a teenager. So this is a standalone, and again, it's 913, and I haven't picked it up yet. All I know about this one is there's a burglar who's hired to steal a book for a stranger, and I'm sure it says it sets off something goes wrong. Let's just put it that way. Usually happens with those people who try to steal. And then at 916 pages is Martin Cheswick by Charles Dickens. This is not one I have read. It's just one I collected. I'm trying to get more of Dickens' works, and I'm trying to get, trying to pick them up, but I haven't picked up as many as I wanted to. So this is on the list. I just haven't got to it yet. I don't know what it's about, but it has 916 pages. And then I have Anathema, I think is how it's said. I'm not sure, by Neil Stevenson. So I've read several books by him, and they're all pretty epic. I haven't got to this one, and this one has to do with a sanctuary for mathematicians and scientists, and I don't know, but there's things go wrong. I don't know. Again, I just collect stuff. Anyway, so that was at 932 pages. At 933 pages is Ulysses by James Joyce. So, there's some classics I just pick up thinking, I'm going to attempt that at some point. And this is one of them. Anyway, so hopefully at some point I will attempt that. I have read other things by him, but they're all much shorter. Anyway, so we'll see. Another one at 933 pages is Chantaram, I think is how it's said, by Gregory David Roberts. I actually don't know what this is really about anymore. I think it's like a fictionalized about his time in India. Not positive. I saw this around, and I've seen people talk about it, but I don't actually know. But it's 933 pages, so. And then a little spoiler for my next book haul, because part of my Christmas present to myself came in, and that is The Eighth Life by Nino Harar Toshivi. I don't know how you say that, guys, actually. I'll have to listen to that more. This was translated by, Charlotte Collins and Ruth Martin. I think is it German? I don't remember what language. Anyway, but it's translated work, and it's about a family, a chocolatier family, I think. So, I've just heard really good things about it, historical fiction. So, again, that's at 935 pages. So, I just keep adding to my TBR. And then I have Lamard Arthur by Sir Thomas Mallory. Sorry, that just went out of my head what that was called. Anyway, so this is at 938 pages. So this one's actually probably the only one with really big print for such a long book. But I've read Arthurian legend books in the past, like retellings, and not all of them do I get along with, but I've always wanted to read this version to see what this one's like. So we'll see. Anyway, I still want to get to that. Anyway. Oh, and then I have, okay, so here's one. I have a couple of ones in the bigger categories where I have duplicate copies, mostly because of classics. So I have two classics here, two books of this classic, Don Quixote by Cervantes. So I have two translations so that when I do read this, I get to choose which one works for me. They were both very cheap. So this one's by Edith Grossman, which is the newer one, and then this is by John Rutherford, so I've heard good things about both of them. So this comes in at 940. This one comes in at 982, but I put it down at the 940 mark because I'm not sure which one I'll pick, but that's the lower one. So it's going to be one of those two. So again, that's classic Spanish. So I've always wanted to read Don Quixote. I just haven't got to that yet. Then we have Cecilia by Frances Burney at 941 pages. This is a classic from 1782. Yeah. So she wrote Evelina, which is it Eveline or Evelina? Right now it just went out of my head. But I read that book a couple of years ago. And I bought this after I read that one. That was a lot shorter. So we'll see how this one goes. I don't think this is... It's not written like epistolary like the last one, but this is huge. I just saw Laura at the Book Bubbler read it this year, and so of course I was like, oh, I have that, I should read that, and yeah, I still have it. So that's 941 pages. And then I have another Dickens, Dombey and Son, at 948. So again, not a Dickens I've read. I want to read this. Again, it's about a man and his two children, and his relationship, mostly it's the daughter and how that relationship is. Maybe not what it should be. Anyway, and then another little spoiler for my Christmas to myself. Anyway, that I haven't put in a book haul yet is Stlingrad by Vasily Grossman. This is translated by Robert Chandler and Elizabeth Chandler from the Russian. So this is historical fiction about 1942. So anyway, so it goes with life and fate, but I'm not sure which order you read them in. I haven't figured that out yet. But that was, what did I say, 961. Then we have Pillars of the Earth at 973. So this is the first book. I don't know what the cathedral series is, what it's, but it's about a town that's building a cathedral, and I think it's pretty epic from what everybody says. And I did start this when the miniseries was going to come out, and I thought, oh, I'll try to read it before the miniseries. Well, I never did. I read like the first chapter or two, and then I got distracted by something else. So I've never come back to this, but this historical fiction is one I do want to pick up at some point and get into the series. I just haven't yet. And then the fourth book in that same Crown of Stars series by Kate Elliott, The Gathering Storm, is 977 pages. So it's the longest book in that series. I need to get to this epic fantasy series. I really want to reread the first two books and then continue with Child of Flame and then go to The Gathering Storm. So hopefully this is going to happen at some point. We'll see. And then the last of my 900 to 999 page books is one at 992, and that is Truman by David McCullough. So I am doing a presidential project where biographies on the presidents. So this was not, I'm not anywhere near Truman yet. I'm way still down in the early 1800s. So it's going to be a while before I get to him. But this, I hear this is a really great biography on him. David McCullough is one of the authors I really enjoy reading from on his biographies and history and stuff. So I just picked it up when I could, but it is at 992 pages. So those are all those books that are all my books on my TBR physically that are 900 to 999 pages. So if there are any of these books that you think I should pick up sooner rather than later, that I shouldn't be waiting to read them, let me know. That could be part of my project or goals in the next year. Let me know. And as I said, I will probably put up at least one more that is everything that's 1,000 pages and above. But let me know if you want me to do the 700 or 800 sections as well, because there are a lot of books there too. So anyway, let me know, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.